What happened to the Atlanta Falcons? One week they look unstoppable, like a top 5 team in the NFL, and the next, they completely fall apart. This team is breaking hearts and confusing fans everywhere. And today, we're finally going to face the truth about what's really going on in Atlanta. Falcons fans, I've seen your comments. I've watched the tape. And now, it's time we sit down and have a real, honest conversation about this football team. Because what's happening in Atlanta right now doesn't make any sense. This team is driving every fan crazy. One week, they play like champions, confident, fast, fearless, and you start believing, yeah, this could be the year. But then the very next week, everything collapses. No rhythm. No fire. Just confusion and frustration. How can a team dominate the Minnesota Vikings with that kind of swagger, and then get humiliated by the Carolina Panthers 30-0? How can they make Josh Allen look terrified under the lights on Monday Night Football, and then turn around and fall apart against the 49ers like they forgot how to play? It feels like two completely different teams wearing the same uniform. One moment, they're loud, emotional, and united, with Raheem Morris bringing fire to the sidelines. The next, they look lost. Players walking off in disbelief, fans sitting in silence, and Michael Penix Jr. lying on the turf after another strip sack wondering, what just happened? It's not just the losses. It's the inconsistency. Every time you start to believe, the Falcons make you question everything again. What's happening inside that locker room? What are they talking about in practice? Where's the focus, the energy, the chemistry that every great team needs? Even national outlets are starting to notice. After the 49ers' loss, their second straight primetime disaster, the reports were brutal. Inconsistent quarterback play. A disappearing run game. A defense that couldn't hold up. And just like that, Atlanta slipped to 3-3, falling behind in a division they were supposed to dominate. This is supposed to be a win-now team. But instead, it feels like a mystery, a roller coaster that never slows down. One week, hope. The next, heartbreak. So now, the big question isn't, can the Falcons win? It's, who are the Falcons really? Because until they find their true identity, every Sunday in Atlanta will feel like a coin flip between greatness and disaster. Falcons fans, I need to hear from you. On a scale from 1 to 10, how confident are you in this team right now? Are you still riding the train, or have you lost faith? Drop your thoughts below, because this conversation is just getting started. I just don't get it. How can a team look so powerful one week, and so lifeless the next? How can the same Falcons that crushed the Vikings and bullied the Bills suddenly fall apart like they've never played football before? At their best, this team looks like a top 5 powerhouse. You can't tell me that defense, the one that embarrassed the Vikings, shut down the Bills, and completely frustrated the Commanders, didn't look elite. Those moments made every Falcons fan believe. You could feel it in the stadium, the energy, the swagger, the feeling that something special is happening here. But then reality hits. 1 week later, they're missing field goals, getting shut out, and walking off the field in silence. That loss to Tampa Bay? Heartbreaking. The 30-0 embarrassment against Carolina? Painful. And that disaster against the 49ers? That wasn't a loss, that was a meltdown. A complete breakdown of focus, discipline, and leadership. Even social media can't make sense of it. Falcons fans everywhere are losing their minds trying to understand what's happening. One Falcons page posted a brutal stat, and it hit hard. Before that Sunday night game, the Falcons had the second best total offense in the entire NFL when it came to yards. But when it came to actually scoring, they ranked bottom 5, averaging just 18.3 points per game. That's worse than the Bengals. Worse than the Dolphins. And yes, worse than the Jets. How is that even possible? You can move the ball all day long, but if you can't finish drives, you're not a great team, you're just pretending to be one. And now the questions are turning toward the man in charge, Raheem Morris. What's going on with this coaching staff? With the talent on this roster, Drake London, Bijan Robinson, Kyle Pitts, Jesse Bates, There's no excuse for this level of inconsistency. The breaking point came against the 49ers. A 3rd and 13 late in the game, and the Falcons only had 10 men on the field. 10. In one of the biggest moments of the night. And when Raheem Morris was asked about it, his response left fans stunned. He said that missing one defensive tackle shouldn't have impacted the play. That on 3rd and 13, it didn't matter enough to call a timeout. But that's not how great coaches think. It's not about the play result, it's about the moment. The urgency. The awareness that every second counts when you're fighting for a win. When you hear that kind of explanation, you can't help but wonder, is this really the man to lead this team forward? Falcons fans, I want to hear it straight from you. Do you still believe in Raheem Morris? Or is it time for a change in Atlanta? Drop your thoughts below, and rate your confidence in this coaching staff from 1 to 10. Let's talk. It's the 4th quarter. The game is hanging by a thread. The Falcons still have a chance. One last defensive stand to take control and turn everything around. The crowd's roaring, the moment's massive, and then, somehow, Atlanta lines up with only 10 players on the field. 10. At a time when every inch matters, when every heartbeat counts, this team didn't even have a full defense out there. That's not just a mistake, that's a breakdown of focus, leadership, and accountability. And then Raheem Morris says it. Shouldn't have mattered, because it was 3rd and 13. But come on. It doesn't matter if it's 3rd and 1, 3rd and 13, or 3rd and 99, you always have 11 men on the field. Period. This wasn't just bad luck. It was a moment that told every fan watching, something is wrong. And yes, I understand what Raheem was trying to say. He was thinking in terms of situational football. But football isn't just about plays on a whiteboard, it's about energy, preparation, and mental sharpness when the pressure is highest. You get 10 men on the field at that point in the game? That's not a small detail. That's a message that the team isn't locked in. And it's not only on Raheem. Defensive coordinator Jeff Ulbrich deserves blame too. This is his unit. This is his responsibility. The defense reflects its coaches, and right now, it looks confused, unprepared, and exhausted. My belief in this coaching staff is fading fast. Every week, it slips a little bit more. Because moments like that don't just cost games, they destroy trust. They tell the locker room, we're not on the same page. And as if that wasn't enough, the news got even worse. Coach Morris revealed that linebacker Divine Deablo might be heading to injured reserve. That's a massive blow to a defense that's already falling apart at the seams. So what does this mean? It means things are going to get harder before they get better. The frustration isn't just about one bad play, it's about a team that keeps repeating the same mistakes. A team that's losing its edge, losing its rhythm, and maybe losing its identity. Falcons fans, be honest. Are you losing faith in this coaching staff? Do you still believe Raheem can turn this around, or has the clock already run out? Let me know your thoughts below, because this is starting to feel like a breaking point in Atlanta. It's not the injuries. It's not bad luck. The truth is, this team is too talented to be losing games like this. Week after week, the Falcons find new ways to shoot themselves in the foot. And every single time, it comes back to the same problem, coaching mistakes. Think about it. A 13-10 game, late in the 4th quarter. 3rd and 13. And somehow, you've only got 10 players on the field. You can't make that up. It's painful to even say out loud. Fans are shaking their heads, laughing in disbelief, because it's not about talent anymore. It's about discipline, focus, leadership. And the crazy thing is, the players still believe in themselves. Jake Matthews, one of the longest tenured Falcons, said it best. We didn't execute. We've got all the pieces and the confidence. We just need to do it consistently. That says everything. The locker room knows they have what it takes. But something between the sideline and the scoreboard is broken. And if you need proof, just look at the red zone numbers, they're brutal. The Falcons rank second to last in the entire NFL for red zone touchdown percentage, just 7% through the air. The only team worse is the Giants, and they're basically starting over with a rookie quarterback. It gets worse. On the road, Atlanta scores in the red zone only 28.5% of the time, dead last in the league. You can move the ball all day long, rack up yards, look great between the 20s. But if you can't finish drives, you don't win games. Simple as that. Last season, with Kirk Cousins, they were scoring on over 54% of their red zone trips. Now, down to 44%, and even those numbers don't tell the full story. Because this offense isn't improving. It's stuck. Predictable play calling, a quarterback who isn't progressing, and a coaching staff that keeps making the same errors week after week. And that's the heartbreak of it all, because this roster is stacked. You've got Bijan Robinson, an MVP-level running back. Drake London, one of the most physical receivers in the league. Young defensive stars like James Pierce Jr., Billy Bowman, Jalen Walker, Xavier Woods. Every one of them looks like a hit. The pieces are there. So why are we still sitting at 3-3? Why are we still watching the same mistakes that cost us games last year? I'll be honest, my confidence in Raheem Morris right now is around a 3. Because even if the Falcons go out and beat the Dolphins next week, and they might, can we really trust them to follow it up with another solid performance against the Patriots? That's been the story all season, 1 step forward, 2 steps back. And at some point, you just get tired of saying, next week will be different.